Race, and today's project we are going to be putting the engine from the store into the OMS. And the engine from the store is an R1 engine, which when I talked to the previous owner of the OMS, that's actually what was in it before. So putting it in theory, should be pretty easy. So let's get at it. Squawky, what should we do? Well, it looks like the paddle shifter arrangement that came with the R1 engine that is currently attached to it will not fit in the OMS chassis. So I'm going to pull the engine back out again, remove that aluminum piece, remove the two-way paddle system, and put in likely the connector from the Gixxer. So let's see what happens. Alright, so this is the piece. So it mounts on the side of the engine casing, and like this, and there are two connecting cables that go through it. So each one going up like that, attached to the shift linkage. So instead of just having one, which pushes it up or down, this has two that pushes up and down at the same time, which is connected to the paddle shifter. So it's extremely efficient to make sure that there's no play in the actual shift linkage system. But in the case of the OMS, it uses a single system as opposed to a dual, so we'll be taking this piece out. So one of the things we've got to do to make this work effectively is we've got to take a lot of the hoses off and other ancillary parts that were on the engine before. So I had forgotten to do that before I started putting this in, so I've got to tackle that first before we do anything further. So I tried to put the R1 engine into the car the last time for today. Unfortunately, once again, it did not go all the way in. The trouble is that the headers that we thought were going to work, they do mount nicely to the engine and set up quite nicely for the collector pipes. However, they're a little too low. And so what happened is, as I was lowering the engine in, basically I bottomed out here where I need to go to here, not far of a distance, and the headers are touching the frame. So I called John back and said, "Are you sure there's no headers somewhere?" And he checked into a box and he found them. So he's gonna ship those off to us, and hopefully we get them by next weekend. Until then, have a great week, and we'll see you soon on Ready to Race.